everybody, and welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops MB&A 500 and the 34th race for 2004 and 2003 season, the round of 8 opener in our Nextel Cup Series playoffs. Joe Nemechek starts on pole alongside the 6 of Mark Martin, the championship contender Jimmie Johnson right behind him as we're green and underway from Atlanta. Who is going to find their way into the championship for the win today, or will we have an upset winner from outside the playoff picture? We will see as they barrel off into turn 1 for the first time today here in Atlanta. Earlier this season, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. becoming victorious that day, being very strong, getting the victory. Now, who will get it done here today? Jimmie Johnson already racing Kasey Kahne, 2 of our championship contenders, 3 wide for second with Vickers. Nemechek clear for the lead. Johnson way up top. Loses a couple positions on exit of 4. Vickers to second, but Joe Nemechek will lead the opening lap of racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway over Brian Vickers and third place runner Mark Martin. And then championship contender Kasey Kahne is back in fourth. The rookie having an incredible playoff run right now to get this far. Carl Edwards right there in 5th. Of course, Jimmie Johnson, your regular season champion, number 1 on the playoff grid, right there behind Kahne, now in 5th place, going by Carl Edwards, trying to make himself known up here that he's a contender for this championship with a win today. Then behind him there, you got Tony Stewart doing a good run there in position number 7, and then you got Jamie McMurray in 8th. So another 2 championship contenders right up here in the mix. Then back in 16th, you have the 12, Ryan Newman, struggling a little bit to start today, trying to work his way up. And then way back in the field, you have Mayfield, Earnhardt, and Gordon. The 3 guys who were really strong that last round to get here are now struggling mightily in the opener of the round of 8 here, and could be in big holes to start this round and have to come from behind. Now, Jimmie Johnson has moved into the race lead here on lap 40, as they've already lapped Jeff Gordon in 31st, and now they are about to lap Dale Earnhardt Jr., another one of the championship favorites, has gone 1 lap down here as Johnson laps Dale Jr. through turn 3 and 4 here in Atlanta. Him and Mark Martin, just a class of the field, just driving right by everybody. Soon enough, they're going to end up lapping Jeremy Mayfield. Now put 3 playoff drivers out of the 8, 1 lap down. A caution has come out, so we'll restart back underway here on lap 78. Kasey Kahne leads. Mark Martin runs second. This is about 14 to go in this opening stage of racing. How about Vickers hauling ass on the top side, going 3 wide with Jimmie Johnson and Brian Vickers trying to find his way up here to get his second victory of his career and of the season. Of course, he won the Bristol Night Race to get in the playoffs and was a first round exit. Behind us, Johnson, 3 wide squeeze with Joe Nemechek and Brian Vickers right there. He's in the middle of the mess right now, trying to get back to the front of the pack here, right on Jamie McMurray, and now top running championship contender Kasey Kahne fighting for second, having an incredible run. The rookie for Ray Evernham has turned that team around and is going on a run for the championship here. If he can go that far, we shall see. As Johnson working the outside of Joe Nemechek now as they come out of the corner. Tony Stewart to the inside of Johnson. Stewart looking for position. Now here comes Kasey Kahne going for the lead at Atlanta. Can Kasey Kahne take the lead and possibly find a way to get in the championship for in his rookie season of the Cup Series? As Mark Martin, they'll run the outside too much at the line. Martin will narrow lead over Kasey Kahne here. 80 laps into this race here at Atlanta. As Mayfield, Earnhardt, Gordon all laps down, trying to come from behind. You got Robbie Gordon there coming out of the pits. The back of the front looks like it's going to be Mark Martin leading over Kasey Kahne here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Johnson, McMurray trying to charge forwards, but Mark Martin got a very fast car now. Jimmie Johnson was on to take the race lead here in the last lap of stage 1. Is Jimmie Johnson now leading the way here at Atlanta, of course, trying to win his way into the championship for the first time in his career. He could be fighting for a championship at Homestead Miami Speedway. He's your regular season champion, 3 wins this season, including last episode at Talladega. He's done such a great job in the playoffs, and looking to continue today with the stage win, which is 10 more points to his cause. It's out of turn 4. Jimmie Johnson will win stage 1 at Atlanta. That's a huge stage win for him. Mark Martin second, Nemechek third, Edwards fourth, Biffle fifth, Kahne is 6th, Stewart is 7th. Then you will find Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray. McMurray in 9th and Newman in 10th. So that right there is 5 playoff drivers getting stage points, but a big 10 for Jimmie Johnson. Now we get back underway here in stage 2 on lap 95. We're going 4 wide for second as Stewart leads us into turn 1, and the caution has already come out, and we haven't even got to the first turn yet. It looks like Kyle Petty, Jimmy Spencer's had some trouble. Oh, the 99 and Carl Edwards had a top 5 in the last stage. Really good car today. It looks like he just glitches into the 4. Jimmy Spencer coming out of turn 4. They just glitch into each other and DNFs both of them in a very weird turn of events. That's certainly odd, and that's what brings out the yellow, as we were about to have a 4-wide battle for a second. Would have been insane. So now we're back underway here. LePage also out in the 37. On lap 144 here in stage 2, Bobby Labonte on the front row now. He's a good Atlanta racer alongside Mark Martin, who's been so strong today. Of course, Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, row 2, Newman Stewart, row 3, and then right behind them, Casey Kane. So once again, our 5 top championship contenders all in the mix. Mayfield's Earnhardt and Gordon are basically out of it, all multiple laps down. They're going to have to come from behind if they want to get back into contention, as Mark Martin will lead the field off into 3 and 4 here at Atlanta over Jamie McMurray. Second, Johnson trying to go 3 wide top, racing Ryan Newman right now. A great run there next to the corner. That right now is the battle for 4th place on the racetrack. Actually, sorry, 5th place now as Rusty Wallace has moved up there. Now the line to Casey Kane. He's getting turned by Robbie Gordon up in the track, and it's Stewart. 2 championship contenders into the wall. Michael Waltrip upside down. Casey Kane and Tony Stewart go crashing hard. Their championship hopes crushed in one fell swoop here in Atlanta. Tony Stewart was looking really good. He had a good strategy. Goes running top 5. He's destroyed. Michael Waltrip gets flipped upside down by Dale Jarrett. Unbelievable turn of events here is going to knock out some of your championship contenders. Casey Kane, top 5 all day long, gets hooked by Robbie Gordon, who sends him right up into Vickers, and Tony Stewart slams Stewart to the wall. Mikey gets slammed up in there as well. Then he gets flipped upside down by Dale Jarrett. Stewart gets turned by Vickers. They're flipping, and then Stewart slides down the racetrack right into traffic. So we get some onboard angles. We're first of all going to go onboard the Dodge onboard camera here with the 9 of Casey Kane. This one's going to hurt. And actually not as bad as we thought it was. You see I'm flipping and flopping around behind us. And so big wreck right there here in Atlanta, taking a lot of championship contenders. So that's Casey Kane's view. Now we're going to go to the Home Depot onboard camera and see what Tony Stewart saw through this incident. You see right here, he's running the outside lane, minding his business, doing a great job, going through the corner, and just bang, gets drilled by Casey Kane hard the outside wall, big hit from behind, and watch this as he slides down the racetrack. Oh man, Stewart got drilled right there. Who was that just drilled Tony Stewart? There's a car completely destroyed up in front of us here. Oh no, that was Dale Earnhardt Jr. who just absolutely drilled Tony Stewart coming out of 2, slams into him and gets him drilled right by Mayfield. So another 2 championship contenders out of this race. It's going to be Dale Jr. and Jeremy Mayfield, who were surviving. Jr. had done such a great job, was running top 15, is now out of this race in a hard crash, as well as Jeremy Mayfield and Tony Stewart. 3 championship contenders just like that out of the race, leaving just 5, and one of them heavily damaged, that being Casey Kane, as Mark Martin leads after a wild turn of events here at Atlanta. Now we're on the last of stage 2. It's once again the 48 of Jimmy Johnson for Rick Hendrick, leading the way here at Atlanta. It's absolutely dominating this race today, looking well on his way to his first ever championship 4 berth with his 4th win of the season and what it could be today, as he's looking for stage win number 9 on the year. He's been so strong all season long. That's why he's a regular season champion, continuing throughout the playoffs. I mean, I don't see how anyone can beat him unless they have a insanely good car at Homestead Miami Speedway. As Johnson will win stage 2, getting his 9th stage win of the season, earning 20 total stage points today. Nemechek is 2nd, Rusty Wallace 3rd. 4th place is going to be Ryan Newman, earning 7 big points, as well as McMurray in 5th, earning 6 points. And then Casey Kane is going to limp home, the last car in the lead lap, in 6th, earning 5 stage points with no bumper from that crash earlier. So basically all his winning speed is gone, but he can survive at least to the end of the race. And of course, Labonte, Martin, Robbie Gordon, the rest of the stage there. So Johnson, your stage 2 winner. Now back underway in stage 3. It's going to be here with 119 laps to go. Johnson, Rusty Wallace, the front row. Just 6 cars on the lead lap for them. Championship contenders, Johnson, McMurray, Newman, and Kane. We're all having great days and look to be sitting above the color. Oh, trouble in the background. There's Billy around. He gets turned. Also spinning is Jeff Gordon around. Ward Burton in the 0. The 50 of Todd Bodine is also involved. Late wreck here to begin the final. Say Bill Elliott gets hooked by Todd Bodine, who spins in front of the package. Jeff Gordon gets spun out by Ward Burton, but luckily for Gordon, he doesn't suffer any big damage. He should be able to continue just fine. He's still 3 laps down, but he's still in the race, getting points, surviving, and doing damage control to keep the gap to the cut line limited. As now we move on to just 6 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson leading this race here at Atlanta, looking well on his way to victory lane. Only 2 on the lead lap. He's a 21-second lead over Joe Nemechek. He's got this win in the bag, as just 5 to go now for Johnson as he works his way through 1 and 2. And he's pretty much has been a smoke up ahead. There's problems. Martin Truex Jr. Oh my goodness, the one of Martin Truex Jr. has crashed hard into turn 1. The caution will come out as Kasey Kahne dumps Truex right into the outside wall, takes him out. The question is, will we have enough laps left to get a restart in, or will this race end under yellow? The race is going to end up ending under caution as we come to take the yellow and checkered flags. Jimmie Johnson will win at Atlanta and advance to the championship for the first time in his career. He will fight for a title. Joe Nemechek will be your runner-up with a very strong second place run. Third place will be 6th and Mark Martin fighting back. Then Rusty Wallace is 4th. 5th place will be Jamie McMurray. Good finish for him, as well as fellow playoff driver Ryan Newman 6th. Kasey Kahne 7th. Bobby Labonte ends up 8th. Robbie Gordon will come home in 9th. And then Jimmy Spencer will Casey Mears in the 41 round of your top 10. As Jimmie Johnson wins at Atlanta for the 4th time this season and is his first ever Championship 4 appearance. You see the final race results on the left side of your screen. And the playoff drivers at DNF, of course, Stewart, Earnhardt, and Mayfield. And we see the updated playoff grid heading to race number 2 of the round of 8 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in a few short moments. So to playoff grid after race number 1 of the round of 8. Johnson, of course, locks himself in the championship 4 with the big win here at Atlanta. Ryan Newman sitting pretty comfortable, plus 20, looking to go to his second straight Final 4. Jamie McMurray currently sits 10 points below the cut line. 10 points above the cut line with a great start to the round for him, as well as Kasey Kahne at plus 8. The rookie, could he make it happen? Then Jeff Gordon, drive for 5, currently sits 8 points below the cut line. Can he come back? And then Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Mayfield, the 3 guys that crashed out, have a lot of work to do out by 20, 23, and 25 respectively. They'll have to get a lot of points over the other playoff drivers the next 2 weeks if they want to advance to the championship 4. So until next episode out Las Vegas, I hope you all have a good one.